broken baker, where crimes are baked in every show. Mysteries rise and truth unfolding. Ready, set, it's time to go. We say it's time to go. Whistling clues, battering news, mixing stories, solving the lies. In this kitchen, secrets are broken, with a spark in our eyes. In the broken baker's kitchen, the secrets crumble like sunrise. We'll sift through clues to find the rules, with a spark in our eyes. The broken arrives. Broken arrives. Welcome to the broken baker. Get ready. Let's go.
I'm Jimmy. How y'all doing?
The most important people in this case that everybody seems to have forgotten in this room is the jury. So we're going to take a 15-minute break and both sides take a pregnant pause and think about the jury.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and welcome to a little light entertainment. Because if you watched my video, Laurie Shaver, our good friend from Florida, the friend of Brandy Churchwell's friend, got life in prison yesterday for unaliving her husband, burying him in the backyard and building a fire pit on top of him. Zachariah will tell you it's some of the best concrete work he has ever seen, and actually thought she should be given time served and be released instantly so he can hire her as a contractor. But the rest of us find it probably time serviced a little too little for this lady who made her daughter admit she was the one who unalived her dad. Well, the daughter came forward and said it. She didn't make her do it. Hey, Colorado Mountain Girl. Oh, I hope you're making apple pies. I like apple pies. I talked about apple pies in my morning show this morning. Helen from Holland. From the frozen tundra of the Rockies. Oh, sounds nice. Welcome to the gray world of Denmark. It hasn't been... It's just, I don't know what to describe the weather outside. It's just... Ugh. Hey, Jemima. Hey, no spoilers. Hey, Rhea. Been a second. Techno, stay safe. Hey, you bunch of Gemmas. Hey, Zachariah. Hey, Rich. No, he just said bye. And for those of you who missed my video, Tyrone Tucker also took a plea deal yesterday. Time served. And they changed his charges quite a bit. Let's hear what the chicken head did. Pecked. She was really good. She was happy to peck at stuff, especially other men's penile. Hey, Melissa. Yeah, she was cray. But again, if you put your boyfriend's name on La Lalas de Tuna after knowing him for a couple of weeks and he's married to someone else, you might not be wife material. I'm just saying, no slut shaming, but stay away. That's a red flag. If you're going down there and you see another man's name, you get out of there. With cinnamon, I like apple pie with cinnamon. Hello, Beth in Oklahoma. Bowline. Good morning, Rach Crochet. Yeah, he was lucky he got a hung jury because I didn't feel he did a good job with his crazy. I want to prove everyone else is part of a conspiracy. So 931 days in prison is what he got. That's 3 years. But the state had a lousy case. If he didn't fall out with his lawyers because he wanted to do everything else than just prove he was innocent, he would have walked out of that courtroom a free man. But when Jemima found this for me, I thought, Sarah Boone. She writes just like Sarah Boone. Hey, Nicola. Brennan's nasally voice. Good morning to you. Oh, that guy really irritated me yesterday. I didn't think I could find someone I disliked more than my sweet Lally. But this is a recent letter. It's from November 4th. Mr. Comicio, maybe? My name is Laurie Filmer, previously known as Laurie Shaver, and I am writing you concerning the case of Michael Shaver and my conviction. I know with every fiber of my being you wanted for me to be guilty of the unaliving of Michael Shaver. Why, though? This is something after all of these years I've been unable to comprehend. Was it because it is a standard to always go after the spouse, the one closest to the person? Is it because it's just easier to accuse the spouse than to actually spend the means necessary to probably investigate? Or might it be because there are so many cases for you to handle, you prefer to rush through them to do what is actually right? Remember, this case took like 5 years to go to court, and she was out on bail. CB fund is what it's known as now. Weren't they offering no time from the start? No, that was the getaway driver who got off with. Everyone got off with time served, and but he didn't want to take a plea deal. I think he was offered 5 years, so now he got away with 3 years. And I don't know how much of his ex-wife's money he spent. Yeah, maybe they are in the same facility, so they can help each other right. The Boone Fund. Prior to my arrest in September of 2020, this was a closed case filed due to insufficient evidence to name any person as the primary. It was listed as a closed case filed not for tips as previous indicated, because the tips received and called in were never followed up on. So my question is, what changed from March 2018 till September 2020 that led to my arrest? Probably that there was so much circumstantial evidence that you got convicted. In 2018, a body was found on my previous owned 5-acre property, but there was nothing linking me to the unaliving of Michael Shaver in 2018, 2019, or most of 2020, or else I would have been arrested immediately or shortly after the discovery of his body. From my review of the case files, nothing changed from 2018 to 2020 except the falsified statement supposedly made by Travis Filmer back in 2018 was added in. So they lied. Hey, Carolyn. Well, just think of her concrete work while you're in there. It'll take your mind right off the pain. Hey, Jenny and Celestial. Back in 2018, the body was found. DNA results were obtained, interviews were conducted, ballistic result received, screenshot of Facebook messages had been provided, investigator reports, etc., etc. In 2018 and 2019, all the information in the case file remained the same, and none of which was enough for a judge to sign off of a presumable cause report or issue a warrant for my arrest. The evidence was insufficient and there was no primary source of evidence. As such, the case was filed as a cold case file. So again, I ask what changed. What new evidence came into the case file from 2018 to 2020 that led to my arrest? Nothing. What I presume happened is after nothing. What I presumed happened is after this was marked as a cold case, Michael's family called and put pressure on you or someone higher than you, as they have stated in media interviews that they will not stop until justice is done. It's no secret the Shaver family have and hold political positions in the state of Georgia. They run over 40 prisons in Georgia, are wealthy, and have power of influence. So just if you didn't know it, this is Florida. So I don't know how much political pressure in Georgia helps in Florida, but apparently the rich people set her up. No, because we can make our own food. We don't need Indians to cook for us. Hey, Stace. What makes her say that? Because there was definitely enough with digital evidence for probable cause. Yeah, but she wasn't arrested, Jemima. What do you know? It's all a conspiracy. So again, I ask, what changed? Nothing, right? Except now, for some reason other than seeking true justice, an arrest needs to be made, even if that means wrongfully convicted an innocent person. As I see it, for over 2 years, it was in the media that his body was found on my property. I obtained an attorney, and even though there was no evidence linking me to the unaliving or burial site of Michael Shaver, something new had to exist. Hey, James there. I don't want to talk.
Hi. Sorry, my sound was. This woman has the audacity.
Hey, she was railroaded, Jamie. There was no evidence.
No, she knew exactly what happened. She testified to that. So for her to be like, "Oh, what changed? What do you mean my husband is gone and no one like give me a
Jamie,
break."
she has no connection to the burial place of him. That she poured concrete directly on top of it is a coincidence.
Hmm.
You know, it was the teleporting boyfriend who did it, who said, "Go out of the house or I'll unalive you," and then he buried the body in the backyard without her knowledge. I saw the case. She's being railroaded. I believe her.
Yeah, I saw it too, and she's a lying sack of crap.
Her sitting on a lounge chair by the water insisting she was innocent was cringy, to say the least. Yep, I want more of those videos. There's a difference between need and strongly suggesting someone cook for you. But you needed them because Thanksgiving is because, oh, we sailed to another country and didn't bring provisions. What is this magical bird you're giving us? A turkey. Who could know how to hunt those? The stupidest bird in the world that drowns standing up in the rain. Your forefathers were. How do these magical Indian folks get that? It's a mystery. You can go pick
Well,
up the birds after a rainstorm there. That's stupid. But no. Let's get some sweet potato pie and some of this magic bird that no one can hunt. I'm not saying that your forefathers, but I'm saying
it's delicious.
we have great statistics. We think actually we are the one of the countries who lost most people next to the Americans in the deployment since 2001 compared to our size. But we have a little bit of problem. We really don't have any ammo right now, and we just gave all our Leopard Part 1 tanks to the Ukraine. But other than that, the army, well, we do have a few frigates that doesn't have any armors or any weapons on board, but we'll get right on it. Danish army is strong and proud as ever. Jemima is biased. Laurie is innocent. Yes. Melody Ferris sentencing coming soon, hopefully. Which one was that? That was
The trial that we were very unsure on. The lady that the guy was found in the burn pit.
oh yeah, the one we didn't cover.
Yeah.
Yes. No, we do have Leopard 2 tanks. They work fine. No problem. One of the best tanks out there. Yeah, and we're a little short on bullets. We can't use bullets doing exercises, but it's fine. We gave them to Ukraine. We will be fine. No problem. It's okay. The Air Force, we are still waiting for America to deliver the F-35s we bought from you. You are a little late on delivery, but luckily, we still have our old F-16s. I think we have maybe 3 or 4 that can fly all the time, sometimes. Hey, Anne. I mean, if you're going to blame your kid for something they didn't do, I would absolutely believe you actually did it. She didn't blame her kid. Her kid admitted it was her. We have multiple bands. Every service have a band. I was in the Navy band. I obtained an attorney even though there was no evidence linking me to the death or burial site of Michael Shaver, other than you were the one lying about it and it was on your grounds.
Man, you
Something new.
were there when it happened. You saw it happen.
Jamie, you don't understand. Something new had to exist for the judge to sign off of the presumable cause report and issue a warrant. That something new was the supposed statement of Travis Filmer. My question to this is, if Travis Filmer made this statement in 2018, essentially indicating I had confessed, she has a red way saying CO. It looks like a W. Something to him, then why wasn't I arrested in 2018? Because he didn't make the statement and signed an affidavit indicating such. The supposed statement made by Travis Filmer in March 2018 was not recorded. There's no body cam. He was never asked to provide a written statement, and we're missing something. In 2020, to obtain the warrant for my arrest and charge of second-degree red rum and accessory, there was never any new evidence that was obtained. Sorry, my daughter.
Obtained. Okay. Why does Baker do this when I'm working? This woman, though. Like, what does she, like, honestly, guys, like, what does she expect to happen? Does she really think that if they realize she had nothing to do with it and it actually was the daughter, like, what do you think is going to happen to her daughter? Why are you trying to destroy this kid's life? Like, it's ridiculous to me. Do they really think that at this time they wouldn't charge her and put her in jail and she's really going to get away with all of this? I don't understand it at all. I don't understand her way of thinking. She just cares about herself and nobody else. Yeah. It's insanity. Well, yeah, she thinks her shit don't stink. That's for sure. I just don't understand her way of thinking at all. You told you testified that you witnessed this whole thing going down. But yet you act like, well, what evidence do you have of any of this? Other than the fact that I testified that I was there when everything happened. Yeah. The doggies are doing just fine. They are sleeping. Bunch of lazy bums. While I work to keep a roof over their heads. Well, yeah, she's not credible at all. I mean, it all adds up too. Like, I mean, I don't know how she can say things like, oh, I didn't know where he went, and, you know, he just showed. Like, how you can watch him get shot in front of you and then you just pretend like you didn't know what happened after that. Like, no one no one would ever act that way. You'd be like, oh, somebody just appeared out of nowhere and took care of him, and then I just blindly went about my life and didn't even ask questions. I know. You better hurry up because if my phone rings, I gotta go. But I mean, the crap she's putting her daughter through, and then also, I mean, her ex-boyfriend too. Like, imagine how he's sitting there, like, feeling about all of this. I I would be floored at the story she told that he just showed up out of nowhere and said, "Here, let me handle all of this." Oh yeah, she was using, getting money, putting things like using this card to pay for things after the fact. You're not a sneaky lady. So I don't know why you think that. Do you think the judge is going to read this letter and be like, she's right? I don't know what we were thinking. We need to overturn this because they didn't have any evidence. They had plenty of evidence. And she doesn't even care about her kids, so. Well, that was our whole take on the case anyway. It was like, wouldn't you as a parent, like, be protecting your kid, especially since her claim was she came in and did what she did because he was abusing her. He was like beating her up in front of her. So the daughter just stepped in and like did what she did. So as a parent, wouldn't you fall on that sword, really? I mean, that's what I would think. But instead you're like, no, she did it, she did it, she did it. But I really believe that she thinks that the daughter won't get in trouble. That's what I think.
Yeah, because she was underage when it happened.
Yeah.
My daughter is sick as well, so she needed to talk to old daddy.
Oh.
So yes, we did. So yeah, this is the thing. You would go to prison for your kids. She would throw her kids in front of her to not go to prison.
Heck yeah.
Instead, a story was fabricated and fed to the media to create an emotional response from people so you could force your fabricated story without evidence that has ultimately led to my conviction. To this day, there is no evidence, nor will there ever be, to link me to the red rum or burial of Michael Shaver, as I did not pull the trigger, nor had any connection or knowledge of what was done to his body. The only thing that exists is a fictional story to make a case. What there is proof of the detectives and the state did not probably investigate or follow procedures while investigating a case of this magnitude. Well, there is a lot of evidence showing that the detectives actually looked a lot into this case because they got all your digital footprints, because that's what
Yeah,
got you convicted.
exactly.
So it's not, yeah. Even after my attorney came to you not to make a deal, but in hopes a proper investigation would have been conducted, nothing was done. Even after my attorney told you the knowledge I had of what happened and who to investigate, nothing more was done. For some reason, everyone was fine with the one short interview done with Jeremy Townsend as his wife sat beside him. Even after tips came in from outsiders regarding Jeremy Townsend, no further investigation was conducted. No one contacted Mark Valentine or his wife to verify statements. No one requested or reviewed the prior injunction orders filed against Jeremy Townsend to see if they lined up with my statements about him harassing, threatening, and following me and my family. Remember, that's the guy she dated
Yes.
who followed her to the kids' school, and she talked to them kind of, but then, and he said, I'm going to unalive you. And then she said, okay, and did nothing about it. Yeah, sounds, yeah.
Yeah.
That was, she writes like a friend I had in the 5th grade. It's really hard to read this. Can't trust anything digital, as we learned from the Norfolk County's DS office. Stephen, when you're right, you're right. Hey, Special K. Remember her and her attorney's YouTube video looking for donations? Yeah, I remember that too. That's about the most cringy thing I ever seen. And I do YouTube videos. No one obtained his DNA to link it to the scene. No one requested his phone records, email records, Facebook records. Detective Dahmer stated he were too old, which I don't understand how so, as they were for the same time period as mine. If you had it, it would have been discovered he had a private investigator looking for Mike, even after I had, and missing pages again, continued to follow me and threaten me. He begged for me to wait for him, wanting some time for his wife to cool down and also so he could move his business money around. Jeremy had stated she'd get half of his military benefit, but he could hide the landscaping business money by moving it to his partner. That way she couldn't get it in the divorce. No, I'm pretty sure a divorce lawyer would know that trick. Oh, Jeremy, was he Lalalas the tuna guy?
Yeah. He was
Yeah,
Jay.
Yeah, that's Jay. Jay. Yeah, I'm sitting here. Jeremy. I couldn't remember Jeremy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Jay
Jay.
was the one she claimed that had the tattoo that she did that and that she claimed showed up like Batman and just said, "Let me handle this."
Yeah, you can't watch the trial because it's only clips that was offered on Court TV. But I can recommend Melanie Little. That's where Jeremy. That's where Jamie watched it and was
Yeah.
yelling at the TV.
Oh my
So
God, it
if
was
you want to watch
awful.
it, we highly recommend Melanie. Great content creator, and you should, if you want good content, go over there.
Yeah,
Hey.
she played most of it. So if you want
Yeah,
to watch
most
it.
of what was shown,
Yeah.
but a lot of it wasn't shown.
Yeah.
Hey, Gerda. Uh, yeah, yeah, that was stupid. How long between two shots do you have to wait for it to not be? That was just stupid. Uh, yeah, that was a good Commonwealth jury. I don't know gossip, rumor in endo, so I can't say anything. Um, if it's a good
Isn't it
one,
the same lady that was running Brandy's channel when she was gone?
could be.
I
But
think
Jamie,
that's her.
I don't get out much.
I don't either, but I just came across her because of that. That was the only thing. So
If Jamie says she's good, she's good. I
I
trust
mean,
Jamie
I don't watch her.
100% of the
I
time.
just
Sometimes
stop it. Don't. I'm not recommending her at all because I've never actually watched her. I just thought that's who it was that was running Brandy's channel.
you heard it first here. Jamie have beef with gossip, rumor, and innuendo.
I'm gonna smack you. Quit it.
Well, we need some drama. It's not like there's any drama going on in the YouTube world.
Yeah, never.
But I wanted nothing to do with him. And I can't read this one.
Where are
If
you?
paternal story is not accurate at all. I lived my life in fear, controlled, abused, and on edge, or walking on eggshells. So to speak during my marriage to Michael Shaver, I refused to go back to Jeremy after he threatened me and my family. Remember the story when she went to a spinning class and got punched in the face when she got out of the shower?
Yeah, he just
But
showed
she's
up.
never been to a gym. I love this case. She was such an idiot. I seen who he was and what he is capable of, and I wanted no part of it. She was the one who wrote his wife to try and break up the marriage. Jeremy Townsend was full aware about a concrete patio to be built. The concrete was purchased while we were dating. Yeah, but he didn't know where it was going to be built, right? Anyone on Facebook would have known about the concrete patio to be built. You didn't build it till 6 months or something after. I do know that he did not bury the body on my property the day of Michael Shaver's death. I was gone 25 to 30 minutes that morning, and he was gone when I arrived. As well, the concrete patio was not poured till months later. I tried curating. Uh, I really can't. Conturating. I don't know what that should mean. Jeremy with no success until he's finally shoved back.
Contacting. Sorry.
How can you get that out of this? Isn't an O.
Contacting. She might have spelled it wrong. That's what it looks like to me.
It looks like WNTURETING. But I think I tried contacting Jeremy with no success until he finally showed back at my house about 2 p.m. He wouldn't answer my questions or give me details. That looks like detours. He reassured me he had everything covered and was best for me to not have knowledge, so nothing could come back on me. But now I know he was only protecting himself. I suspected Jeremy took the body to his family's property near Okola. Also, Jeremy was a partner in a landscaping business and had access to larger equipment. So he drove the larger equipment to your house in the 25 to 30 minutes, pick up the body, and went to his parents. Okay. Has it ever occurred to you why a so-called innocent person would obtain an attorney around the same time my daughter did, even though he wasn't being investigated or charged? Oh, the good old Commonwealth. If you obtain an attorney, you're guilty. I obtained an attorney because I had knowledge and was afraid to expose the truth in fear of retaliation from Jeremy Townsend. He was not happy that I would not wait for him. Girl, you're the one who was and cut him out of my life. You didn't cut him. I told him I'd never tell anyone and he had nothing to worry about, so you did know about it. But obviously, as I found out, that did not sit well with him, as he must have tried to set me up by moving the body to my property, fully aware of the concrete patio to be poured. Oh. Hey, Tosh. She has beef with everyone. It's horrendous.
I do not. Don't start beef on the
That's, yeah.
internet with people I don't know of.
Is this an evening stream I can make jokes about equipment right? No, this is a good Christian channel, so absolutely not. Yeah, and she has a weird way of writing CO. I love how she thinks she's really scoring points with the story that Jay was just constantly moving human remains all over Florida. Yeah, because that's what you do if you want to set someone up, is go and then bury it under a patio. Yes.
Idiot.
Looks like there will be a 56-page manifesto a la Sarah Boone. Jeez. No, this is only 14 pages. Yeah, I speak very American. Lego bots. Marissa, you should grow up. We didn't talk about eggplants, did we?
No.
Last night. You weren't there, Jim. You were sleeping.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, moving them and not being detected, moving them either. Yeah, like anyone would do. I was just making fun. Jamie doesn't have beef with anyone.
Yeah. And I've
Might be random,
seen
but
her before. I just don't. I have enough stuff to watch. I
Did we
barely watch
return-
Baker.
No, I can hardly get her on the show anymore. Did we give stuff back to Turkey? I haven't heard about that. We probably won it fair and square. We've never been to war with Turkey. Why did we have stuff from Turkey? Oh, yeah, we might have talked about eggplants at that. We do that sometimes. Hey, Texas man, that's why you should watch the Baker at Night shows. We let loose on those one. Jeremy Townsend obtained an attorney after hearing the daughter obtained an attorney, as he knew that meant he was going to be exposed. But here again, he was minimally questioned. That looks like a G. And not investigated. Not only did he lie under oath, but he completely changed his appearance so he wouldn't be recognized. The state and the detectives on this case failed to properly and thoroughly investigate all avenues and ran with one and only one suspect, me. You should have made that big. Sarah Boone would have made it that big. It's like this whole case was seen through tunnel vision, and no one ever took a step to truly evaluate another reason or suspect. Justice has not been served in the case of Michael Shaver, and an innocent person, myself, has been prosecuted. You should put a comma on both sides. This is inserted. I know that I haven't always made the best decisions or been the utmost honest person during my marriage to Michael, but one thing for sure, I am not a red rummer. If I wanted to see Michael dead, then why I didn't what? I'm just going to read it as it's, and then I'm going to make sense of it.
And
If
why?
I wanted to see Michael dead, then why I shoot him during any of the other ample times I was being hit and thrown around? If I wanted to see Michael dead, then why didn't I shoot him doing that's what it should have said.
Yeah.
Why would I call 911 a record in case file? In fear Michael was going to hurt himself after an argument we had, and he was forced out of the house by Robert Mercado. When I was out of when I was cut off in trial trying to explain Michael's anger, what I was going to say was Michael's anger stemmed from essentially being abandoned by his father.
Oh God.
The last time he spent a summer in Georgia at his father's house was in the 7th grade. Michael was a troubled kid. He was always getting into fights, disrespectful to teachers, constantly in detention, and eventually dropped out and later obtained his GED. Michael's biological mom let him run the streets and do whatever he wanted. She, along with my mother, had a gambling addiction and were never around. What does your mother have to do with Michael's upbringing?
Yeah.
Michael did not keep a relationship with his mother after 2001 missing. He tried year after year to obtain a relationship with him and was constantly let down.
It was probably you that kept
Yeah,
him away from his family,
yeah.
ma'am.
No, we haven't been to war with Turkey. Well, no, I don't think we have any wars with Turkey. Not after Turkey was formed. We had a few guys who went down there and probably got something up in their saddlebags. Jamie should invite Kathy on Beauty on a Budget to end this beef. To be honest, Jamie, you'll love gossip rumors and innuendo. It's comedy gold, shorter videos. Jamie, you should try to put this beef to rest.
Look what you started.
I started nothing. I like
Yeah.
everyone.
I never said I didn't like this person. I don't even really know her. I'm
Yeah,
going
you
about
didn't
my
want to get to
business.
know her. Hey, Regina.
I can't stand you.
The rejection by his father, along with the animosity Michael had towards his dad for cheating on his mom and leaving them when he was young, along with the financial struggle him and his mother had while his dad married into wealth and had a daughter that got whatever she wanted, fuel Michael's anger. Who it's long sentences. Year after year, his anger grew worse, and he turned to drinking
Right.
and later to pills after he started volunteering at Warbird Adventures. Michael had no connection with his family when we started dating, and he became a close participant in my family. Because of this, I believe that's why he was so possessive over me, in fear of losing the only person who had ever been there for him. Remember the person who moved to her mother's house because Michael had a job that made him work away from home 3 days.
Yeah. God forbid.
That's, yeah.
She felt like a single mother.
Oh, I like sister wives. Jamie, I love it when I get you in trouble.
I know.
The
Guys, no
abuse
beef.
went from controlling and verbal to physical and even controlling what I ate. I wanted out as I was scared for my safety, but I also kept going back to him, believing he was sorry and I wanted our marriage to work. We were high school sweethearts. and you banged everyone with a pulse and a D that came near you. Michael had a good side. I've seen it. That's who I fell in love with. All I ever wanted was to be loved and cared for and to have a happy family. To do different than when we grew up with. During times when Michael and I would separate, yes, I fell easy for the flattery of other men would give me. But then that would wear off after they got what they wanted, and I'd be left alone. Ladies, I know I don't have the youngest audience, but let me tell you a story about two cars. There was two cars on a road. One of the cars didn't have a door lock on it. So everyone who wanted to take a ride in it could just ride it. So everyone just rode it around, and the car got a little loose in the springs, and the interior got a bit worn down. And when you talk to your buddies, they said, "Oh, you've been driving the." Yeah, I drove that car too. So you're thinking that's not a special car. That's just a ride around car. It's a community car. And then there was the other car that had a lock on the door that only the guy with the key could get into. Yes, it had previous owners, but now he owned the key. And it was not like everyone else on the street could just take a ride in the car. And that car felt special. So you can take that any way you want. It might be a euphemism. Lynn, thank you for being a member for 10 months. Back off our Jamie. Yeah, Jamie, stop making beef. Jamie, I was talking about being the town bicycle if you didn't understand it.
I gotcha.
Okay, I'm just making sure because
Making sure. I mean, what does that mean? That everybody gets a ride?
yeah, that it's not a special car if everyone rides it.
Yeah.
Just like that girl in high school, that Lisa you told me about from your high school
Oh.
who said, "I'm gonna get every letterman to sign me, if you know what I mean, in the face." That was such a weird thing, Jamie, that you did that in school. Why did you hate Lisa that much?
Who is Oh, Lisa. Poor Lisa. If you're listening, Lisa, I
Yeah.
apologize.
The feral kitty. That's a good word. I wish Jamie let me watch her channel. Then I could learn all the cool words. Hey, plushie. Yes, every children should have "Don't Be a Floozy" by Baker played to them. See, it works in my family. My daughter got knocked up by the first guy she lived with. So Mm, I didn't know how to be alone. Michael controlled everything. I had codependency issues. Being controlled and mentally abused for many years messed with the way I thought and perceived things. I had been isolated from a lot of family and friends because of the abuse and my constant defending of Michael's action. I lost family and friends. Getting out never seemed like an option due to the lack of support, financial means, housing, and fear he'd find me and unalive me, and then what would become of my two children? I did leave with the kids to New York in an attempt to leave him, and after he found me and beat me, we were back in Florida 3 weeks later. That's when Michael quit his piloting career, and he blamed me for that as missing. That's not how you told it in court. You left for New York because Michael had to go to classes that would take him away from you for 3 to 5 days at a time, and you couldn't live with that. But he was so controlling that's why you did it. This is Laurie Shaver, the woman who just got life in prison yesterday from unaliving Michael. Michael started working for Disney at this time so he could be home every day, and the control became worse. He put up cameras around the property and inside the home. He put an app on our phone so he could monitor and see all my phone calls and messages. I don't know that app. In 2014, when Michael was arrested for the battery, the DCF investigator went to interview him in jail. When she came to see me, she informed me, she told him, "You know, you can't keep your wife locked up in the house and prevent her from leaving." And to that, he replied, "She's my wife. I will do whatever I want." Uh, sure, she did. Michael
Sure.
thought he owned me, and DCF had asked me and the kids to go into protection, and they would change our names and social security numbers. No, they wouldn't. At that
That is
time, I
not.
refused.
No, I hated that so much. That's not gonna happen, ma'am.
Yeah, she was mad he traveled all the time, and she made him take the work at Disney, but he did it because he wanted to control her. Follow along. And what apps did you have in 2014? I was just thinking about that. When did we start having smartphones? I know
Um,
it was 2010 or something, the first iPhone came out.
I want to say around that.
How many people had all these apps on their phones that could track people in 2014?
I don't know how accurately, but maybe.
I never ever heard about anyone who had an app that could track phone calls or monitor phone calls. So they
Yeah.
did have no, they didn't have apps before 2010 because you needed your smartphone to use an app, because you could download rudimentary things on your phone back then, but there was no Wi-Fi and there was no real cell network that you used. So yeah, you cheated on him how many times? How was he controlling when you were dropping it low and spreading it wide? Stop it, girl. Stop. Hey, she was easily swayed by men who showed her affection, but it didn't last. She's a good girl. Danish weather in Arizona today, so gray and wet. Mm-mm-mm. Because Disney caters to those type of people. Yeah, and his drug habits, I'm pretty sure Disney would probably, especially if he's a especially trained mechanic, he's probably going to get drug tested. Yeah, and back then the apps you could get was Angry Birds.
I loved Angry Birds.
Yeah, she's the one who tried to. Well, her daughter admitted she did it. She didn't try to frame her. Her daughter said she did it. um, at that time, I refused believing that was it. That I was strong enough now, and I had also promised someone that was the last time we moved. The kids were finally in a good school and made friends. All I wanted was for my children to have a normal, happy life and not have to live in fear or to be scared anymore. Now I see that I was not strong enough. Michael always had a spot in my heart, and he always knew what to say to me to get me to forgive him and to make me feel guilty for wanting to give up on our marriage. I was naive and gullible.
Ugh.
I've I've lived with enormous self hatred and guilt for many years because I was not strong enough, because I kept allowing him back into my life and allowed him to tear me down and our home, tear me down and our home down again and again. She- She's not as good a writer as Sarah Boone, because I allowed him near the children and they heard and witnessed horrible things. Michael was always
Michael has always told me.
Michael has always told me, if he if couldn't have
Yeah.
if he couldn't have me, then no one could. And somehow that came true as I face a life in prison. Yet again, the abuser wins. Never in a million years would I have ever believed I'd been found guilty of the red rum of Michael Shaver. I did not
What?
pull the trigger.
Sorry.
I did not bury him in my backyard. I do not have that ability in me. I'm guilty of being weak, scared, and tired of constantly looking over my shoulder in fear of Jeremy Townsend, who threatens me and my children. My children, especially Isabel and Alan, have been through enough. I've been through enough. They have witnessed and have so much trauma caused by Michael, and someone lost their mother. They have lost faith in men and the judicial system because the bad guys always fight and win. How do you sleep at night knowing Michael's not who the media tried to portray, and knowing there's so many holes in this case? Well, there's one big one. The investigation was not full and complete. You tore a family apart. You tore a mother away from her 4 children. You put an innocent person, a domestic violence survivor, behind bars. For what? Publicity? Money? Pension? Politics? Another win for the books? Justice was not served in this case. The real Red Rummer walks free, and my children, ages 16, 13, 6, 5, now must grow up without a mother in a broken family. Well, the family isn't broken. Mama, they know
You
where
did
Mama
all
is.
of that. Yeah. And you caused this, woman.
Yeah. You can get a crick in the neck. I have one right now. Jeremy Townsend is Jay. Lala's the tuna tattoo guy. Yeah, but sometimes it's good, sometimes it's really bad writing. Sarah didn't have respect for Martins. No, that was yeah. But this one don't like punctuations.
Nah. Why not? Why?
Yeah, committing domestic, not surviving it. Yup.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this lady is something special. Mom's bloody broken. How can she have a 5-year-old? Was she out on bond? Yes, she was out on bond. No, she didn't get arrested till 2020 and then got bond. So
Yeah. And she got remarried and had kids.
she got remarried the year after Michael died. In that time, she had also been, well, at the time he died, she was also banging Jeremy. Jay, who's the guy that she has his name tattooed on the top of La Lala's the tuna. The part of her body she has a hard time keeping together. And then she found another guy who seemed like he was a pushover. And they got married within a year or something like that. And now he has to take care of her 4 kids. Wallstorm, you're always confused. Ask your wife what you should do, and she will tell you. Hindsight is 2020. You're right. No, Jeremy is the guy who was married, where she used Michael's digital footprint or his Facebook to write Jeremy's wife and telling her that her husband was banging Laurie. So she could break up that marriage. That's one of the reasons why she got, because she used Michael's Facebook but paid for the flowers she sent to the other chick with her own credit card. Because one of the things this lady ain't is smart. Yeah, she and Boone is gonna have a good time together in prison. Yep. Never go to Florida. That's the rule. Then ask the junior executive. She will no, she'll just yell at you. So don't ask her. It is actually Game of Thrones complicated because we tried to do a timeline. I think she had 2 or 3 boyfriends at one time. but it was a little hard to figure out who it really was. And I think one of them might have been made up. But then we found out Jay was the guy who she claims was in the military, used to be Secret Service for President Bush. So he had special skills that could unalive people and make them disappear. I think he was a mechanic in the army. And even though Valhalla was in the Navy, I'm pretty sure he doesn't have the skills to make anything go poof. Well, but not disappear from. Yeah, we're getting a good words in here. Check yourself before you home wreck yourself. Yeah, she's doing exactly the same thing with the new husband as she did with Michael, totally isolating them from their families, because she's the control. Everything she claims Michael is her. That's yeah.
Yeah.
Let's just say she got some mileage out of those piss flaps.
Ew. What did you call it?
Fake Navy, exactly. He's from the fake Navy. Yeah, she's a home wrecking machine sent back from the future. Can you believe they are out of Ready Whip for online shopping? I don't know what Ready Whip is, but it sounds like it's artificial and you should use whipped cream instead.
Yeah, it's spray whipped cream, like stuff. I mean, I'm not shocked. It's the day before Thanksgiving, so yeah.
Yeah, she's projecting everything on him. She'll have a prison wife in no time. Hopefully, she will be the prison wife because she needs someone who can manhandle her. I may not be much to you, but I am to my children, and my children are my world. The state has filed petitions multiple times in an attempt to take my children from me because this and every time the judge dismissed the case. My children has always been healthy, clean, happy with me, love, smart, respectful, caring. They know Jesus.
Okay. Do they?
Yeah, that's the guy down the street who comes over and fixes her lawnmower once in a while.
Yeah.
And now are surrounded by people and are now surrounded by people, I think it says, who love and support them. We've all been through so much. When does someone stop and say, I see you, I hear you, what happened to you was wrong and not your fault, and we will help you? Isn't that what our systems are supposed to be about? Isn't that judicial system supposed to be about proving innocence or guilt based on facts gathered through investigation instead of building a case around some theory someone had? You start with a theory, then you prove it. The sad part is, I know none of this matters to you, nor will it affect you in any way because the truth has never been your desire or goal over the past 6 years. It's wrong and it's a disgrace. I know what I've done and what I haven't done. I know of my innocence, and God knows the truth. God is the truth, actually. I don't know why God has kept me alive and going over all these years of abuse, but now being found guilty, I do believe it was for a purpose to change and expose this district. The enemy has tried and tried to falter my fate over all these years, but I stand strong. I stood strong and I refused to let him win. I stand to my hope and faith in God's word. What was meant for I can harm, God will use for his good. So you'll lose. The Lord will get the glory. We will take this as high as we need to clear my name, and as such should bring process law changes here into this district. How this case was investigated and handled by the state attorney's office was wrong, unfair, unethical, and not justifiable. I'm pretty sure you're not going to get to the highest court. Yeah, Jesus just called. He said, "Can you please leave me out of this one?"
Yeah, can you leave my name out? Keep my name out of your mouth.
No, Fedorowski, she isn't. She's not as bad as the people rapping in that video. Still the worst video I've ever seen, Jamie. And the worst part is those octogenarians think, "Oh, we're going to be cool with the kids." Jesus is my N word. No, don't sing that.
No.
And that old lady who just she blasted it. It's with double hard R's and everything. Whoop. No, this isn't the judge. This is the district attorney she's writing. She will take it to deity court. Yeah, she will bring her priest right on it, called Inquisition. Other issues aside from those that will be filed on appeal that I believe the Honorable Judge Rada should take notice to include a tainted jury, Miranda rights, and impeachment of Jeremy Townsend, and failure to disclose Brady evidence. Interesting. During trial, juror members Langley was questioned about sitting on the court steps and overhearing a media interview following trial. It became known to us that on Friday, the day of my conviction, Adam Novares seen and overheard juror member Langley and other juror Blackman. Oh, black man, name unknown. So it was a black man. I thought his name was Blackman. Sitting on the court steps during the lunch hour talking about the case. At that time, this was not reported as Adam Novaches was not aware the jurors couldn't discuss the case together. That's a lawyer, right? Adam Novaches. Novach. He should know.
Our
As he
lawyer
thought.
was the wig guy. Wig guy.
Oh, Wick. Oh, yeah, the weird guy. As she
Wig man.
thought they just couldn't discuss it with anyone outside the jury. Langley not only had possibly overheard media interviews, she discussed the case with another juror the final day of trial, which could be confirmed by the courthouse security footage and a statement by Adam Navarez. It should. I'm feeling like Mo right now. It should also be noted that Langley proceeded to becoming. It should also be noted that Langley proceeded to becoming the floor person at deliberation.
4.
No, it says floor.
I know, but 4 or 4.
Okay, let's say it in English. It should also be noted that Langley proceeded to become the foreperson at deliberation that led to my conviction. As a violation of trial proceeding, this in itself should lead to a mistrial and my release until a fair trial can be heard. Well, they should question the jury. You should that. Jesus blocked her on social media. She's uninvited from Jesus's birthday party. No, she's not doxing a juror because after a trial, it's public knowledge. It's actually them keeping it secret during trials is only to make sure no one can influence the jury. But in your system, it's public knowledge who the jury is. I could probably look it up if I wanted, or I wouldn't look anything up. Jemima could probably look it up if
Well, yeah,
I wanted to know the
they're
names.
public trials. You could go to the trial and find out who they are. So it's not like it's never been a secret. They just don't, show them on camera and stuff.
This is a good Christian channel, Gypsy. Jamie, this is what you bring in here with your debauchery on a budget.
Not me. I'm innocent.
Miranda writes, evident that a reasonable person in the suspect's position would feel a restraint of his or her freedom of movement fairly characterized so that the suspect would not feel free to leave or to terminate the encounter with the police, Ross v. State of Florida. Upon my arrest in September, I was not read my Miranda rights at my house or at my booking. Did they ask you any questions that has been brought into the case? If not, your Miranda rights don't mean a thing. Following my booking and after I was incarcerated for approximately 3 weeks, an officer came to my cell and stated they received a call from a detective and needed to see my tattoos. Without thinking why, I showed the officer my tattoos, who called the detective and reported back her findings. When this occurred, I was not sure why. At booking, they noted I noted one tattoo for identification purpose. However, at trial, Mr. Cumicio spoke of my tattoos, and they were also mentioned in the media. My rights were violated, and I was taken advantage of while incarcerated in 2020. Not only were my Miranda rights not read, my attorney was not made aware of the action taken. What? Do you? I don't know
That
what.
doesn't make sense at all.
Yeah. Well, Jamie had that's Tuesdays and Thursdays. She's a little more sketchy.
Yeah.
No, she's right in the district attorney's office.
I do
Yeah.
actually have to pop off because I have a meeting, but I wanted to come and say hi. I'll take this opportunity to say bye-bye, everybody.
See you later. Are you joining me
Bye.
for tomorrow for Thanksgiving?
Yeah, I probably can come on for a little while before I go to my parents' house. So.
You have the link. I'll be here for a long time.
Okay. All right. Bye, guys. Bye,
Ciao.
Baker.
Never show your tats, especially if they are tats. Yeah, she probably said, "Oh, look at it." Tattoo is what Bob got on the A Question Marks episode. I don't know that one. Yes, she will be taking care of world peace. No, she's CCing the judge in, but it's written to the district attorney's office. I don't think she want to do that. Probably sounds like definitely. Yeah, Jamie is going to go and make more beef, getting me in trouble. The dolphins and the orcas will be like the lion and the sheep. Impeachment falls under Brady if there was reasonable probability had the evidence been disclosed to the defense, the result of the proceedings would have been different. The duty extends to impeachment evidence as well as exculpatory evidence. Yes, that's Brady. Referring to the enclosed email from Mark Valentine received during mid-trial week. As you can see from this email, Mark Valentine called in tips that were not followed up on. If they had been, the state could have confirmed that Jeremy Townsend has a more extensive military history than he led onto and had a history of threats, stalking, and physical harming of another. Let's read the email. From Jeff Wicks to Jeff Wicks Law, Yahoo. Subject Jeremy Townsend. So it's Jeff Wicks writing email contact from Mark Valentine, jeffwicks.com, phone, blah, blah, blah. But Jeff Wicks is the name of the lawyer as well. I just found that weird. Hello, Mr. Wicks. I contacted you anonymously a while ago about Mr. Townsend. I used to live across the street from him in Fox Chase in Claremont. The man is insane. I filed a restraining order against him, but we were denied, so he wasn't that crazy. He has a history. He beat up an 18-year-old kid in the street. He terrorized kids and showed them photographs of men he said he killed. And he has a hell of a lot more than just 2 affairs. I uncovered his dating profile in 2015 on Plenty of Fish. I'll be looking at Plenty of Fish for only to yes. And he promptly removed it. How did he know you looked at his dating profile? He was also on the Ashley Madison leak data. I don't know what that is. He terrorized my wife and sons for years. The man is a bully, entirely capable of red rum. In his deposition, he asserts that his first visit to the Shaver residence was in December 15. Did anyone subpoena cell phone pings? I'm sure he's lying about that. I have submitted several tips to Crime Line. All came back unfounded almost immediately. He may be getting support from Osceola County Sheriff's deputy named Christopher Rumbar, who has a history himself. Google Christopher Rumbar, Orlando Sheriff. Okay. Oh, I can't highlight it in a document. Let's see if something comes up. Christopher Rumbar, Orlando Sheriff. LinkedIn, Rocket Reach, Facebook. Deputy remanded for testifying on rapist from October 93. That's the first thing that comes up. He was retired in 2018. He was a private detective in the Zimmerman case. All I can see is he was suspended in 93 for testifying in court, and he sued Zimmerman for $27,000 as a private detective. That's not much. I got I don't know. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I remember. That's old. I remember that one. Yes, educational purposes. Jamie has scheduled Baker for another 6 hours or so. No, I wasn't supposed to stream today. I'm streaming the long one tomorrow. I will go live from me standing by a smoker while being snowed on. Oh my. On OF or... I bet Zach knows all about Plenty of Fish. Yes, the Zimmerman of Florida Man fame. You can verify I filed for restraining orders against him through the Lake County court records, but that doesn't prove anything because it was not granted. I tend to believe he lied about the nature of his leaving the army and his supposed injuries. Oh, and he was telling everyone in Fox Chase that he was a sniper and in special ops. Let me tell you something, brother. Every soldier who rode a desk or drove a car around, if there is a chance that he can get some of all the Plenty Fish, he will tell you about his long story history with the spec ops. Sadly, he can't go into details, but let's just say that he might have been on a little detail where a guy that whose name sounds a little bit like Rorama Kinlagen was taken care of. Not saying he pulled the trigger, but he was the second man in the room. Every guy will do that if there might be a little rot pocket around. Just saying. He was a sniper and a special ops. He even told my son's class when he was unfortunate enough to. He even told my son's class when he was unfortunate enough to have Vanessa as a teacher. That must be the wife. I don't know, nor do I care if Laurie Shaver is innocent. All I'm telling you is that Jeremy, and he misspells his name here, is a prolific liar, a scumbag, and entirely capable of red rum. If you have any questions for me, I would be happy to answer them. Isn't that lucky someone sent that mail just during the trial who knew all about Mr. Townsend? Because the only people who ever claimed he was any special ops or anything was Laurie Shaver. And again, if you are the town bicycle and this guy can sniff that the rot pocket might be aerated, he will tell you whatever he thinks he needs to tell you to get in them pants. And it worked because you put his name on your tuna can. Life short, have an affair. Nah, I'm not having an affair kind. I just need a relationship. That's enough for me. Townsend has a more extensive military history than he led onto, and had a history of threats, stalking, and physical harming. You don't know if he has a more extensive military history. He just claims he has. That's a different thing. The injunction order, although not granted, could have verified a pattern of his behavior with my statements. No, because what they actually prove is some other people were crazy enough to try and have an order put on him, and they said no. So it would actually prove that he has been innocently accused before, kind of like you're doing right now. Jeremy Townsend lied under oath. The state failed to provide the Brady evidence that, if disclosed, could have reasonably changed the outcome of the trial. You do know that you could have called the guy who wrote your lawyer with the same last name, which is weird. You could have called him to the stand as a defense witness. You do know that, right? So it's not a Brady violation because it, according to you, it came during the trial to your lawyer. In addition, the state failed to disclose 3 911 calls in order to support their narrative that I was obsessive, a liar, and to paint a picture that it was me with a pew-pew in hand. The first 911 call involved James Ballou. Yeah. Apparently, someone from his family called as I kicked them out of my house and placed their belongings on the outside of my gate for pickup. James Ballou and Michael Shaver were constantly fighting, and I wanted nothing to do with the drama. If this was disclosed by the state and we were not denied reporting prior bad acts, this information would have not supported the state's false story that the guys I dated wanted out and I was the obsessed one, madly in love. It doesn't prove the opposite. And why is Ballou in your house? Did you date Ballou as well? The second 911 call, not disclosed, was made by me and Robert Mercado. Michael came after me in a drunken rage, and Robert had to stand in front of me. Robert got Michael to leave the house with intent to take Michael to his house, but Michael drove off by himself. We called 911 in fear of Michael's safety and mental instability. During trial, Robert Macchiato stated he was not involved in the call and I had a pew-pew. During the incident, no pew-pew was ever touched by either one of us, nor was there any statement of such on the 911 call. Robert Machado fabricated the story, and lied under oath. Well, you didn't impeach him then. This again could have been proven and changed the course of the state's narrative. If disclosed, again, we were prevented from talking about prior bad acts. The third 911 call was made by me when my kids and I came out of a Publix and a SUV pulled up behind, pointing a pew-pew. I ran the kids across the parking lot into the UPS store and called 911. The officers came and took my statement. Following investigation, it was found out that Michael Shaver had someone following us, and the gun pew-pew was supposedly just to scare me. Again, these 911 calls were in my case file, but this Brady evidence was not disclosed at trial, and we were prevented from talking about prior bad acts, as you are in most of these cases. These 911 calls were not disclosed, and the state objected to us from being able to talk about these situations, among others, as they would not support the state's subjective narrative of these 911 calls would have shown I was not the obsessed one, nor the one with a pew-pew in hand. Catherine Vasquez is another witness that lied under oath. When asked during trial if she remembered writing a letter to DCF stating she was in fear Michael was going to hurt me or the kids, she stated she didn't think so. Again, if this letter was disclosed by the state and we were giving a chance to question Katrina about prior bad acts witnessed, it would have been proven her testimony false. Also, the last time I seen Katrina was before Travis and I started dating at the end of May 2016. Katrina Vasquez has never met Travis Filmer, Austin Filmer, or Rebecca Walaup, who all resided in my house following May 2016. Her statement that she was in my house in 2017 and seen Michael's belongings was completely false. Why didn't you impeach her when she was on the stand? That's what you're. No, but you talk about it to all the ladies that you were special ops, because hopefully that'll shorten the way to the town bicycle. I'm sure there's some Danish website for live shorts. Try 2 tuna cans at once. Probably is. Only way to know is to get his military records, and typically those are kind of hard to get because it's got personal info on it. And again, it wouldn't prove much because she would have to prove that he used some special. And again, pew-pewing someone in the head and then burying them. I think even Valhalla could figure that one out. You had to prove your dad was your dad to get a copy of his, even though he had a long sin past. Yeah, it's one of those. Was this story talked about before? All of this is the things they tried to put in trial, but they weren't allowed to because they really wanted to make up a story about how Michael beat her all the time. There was no evidence of that. So they were denied talking about prior bad acts, as they are in most cases. Because this, remember, prior bad acts, if it has been a self-defense case, if she had said, I did it in self-defense, you could talk about his prior bad acts. In this case, she didn't do it. She had nothing to do with it. It was Jeremy Townsend who did it. So why should she be able to talk about prior bad acts? The thing is, she's not that smart. She have had deposited more IQ points between her legs than she has in her head, and that's her biggest problem. Is she thinks that she's allowed to run the case as if it's a self-defense case when she's not claiming self-defense. It's just stupid. This is longer than a Russian novel, yes. But this is the last page. Yeah, innocent. Innocent right now. Hey, Debbie, how are you doing? We can't ski in Denmark. We don't really have any hills. Well, we have an artificial ski hill built on top of an incineration building. No, she just had a lot of friends over. It's not a cult. Yeah, but then again, it would probably have been a self-defense case. This isn't what she claimed. She claimed she knew nothing. Then she claimed her boyfriend did it. Then she claimed her daughter did it. Bicycles are being defamed on this channel. Yes, we are slut shaming the bicycles. They have a lot more hills in Australia than we have in Denmark. We are the fourth lowest country. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving. If you need a break from all the family, all the cooking, I will be doing a longer stream tomorrow where just stop by. We have 5 skiing resorts. No, we don't. Yeah. Hey, Linda M. You're also heading out the door. Well, we'll be heading out because we are getting to the end. As you can see and know very well, there are many issues with the case. Much is not true and cannot and has not been validated as indicated by the state. In addition to the statement of judicial acts to be reviewed on appeal, I hope my explanation will reveal many of the holes in this case and have a judicial responsibility to be taken with high esteem. Jemima, is this words? Wrongful conviction is not okay, and this district needs to step and evaluate their ethical and moral codes. There. I'm dyslexic, and I can see she's spelling worse than I am. But this was the lovely, and I just can't get over it. Jeff Wicks is writing J. Wicks law. Probably nothing. Probably a coincidence that the next door neighbor has the same last name as the attorney. Don't think about it. She left out some words. She made up some words, I think. Oh, sorry, I forgot to set it to no. Sorry, that was my mistake. Normally I said point to where you mean. It was just I hope my explanation will reveal many of the holes in this case, and a judicial responsibility will be taken with high esteem. Wrongful conviction is not okay. I'm pretty sure that's not real talk. If you have premium, you won't get any. But normally I've set it to, I have to put in the ads, but I had uploaded videos today, so it's changed around. No, you don't, because you are the lowest country in the world. That's why you're called the Low Countries. Silver Fox, been a second. I want to check her out, but Jamie, you know, she runs this channel, and she said, do it, and I will beat you with a hammer. I don't know why Jamie is like that. Yeah. See you later, Helen from Holland. Have fun. The rest of you should also get out there and have some fun. Maybe, I think Mo is having the expert on. That can only go absolutely the wrong way, because those two, it'll be Tangent or Hoy. I don't know where they will be starting, but I sure know they won't figure out where they're ending up either. I'm gonna send you over to that. It's not till an hour. Well, I think it's in an hour, but you should go watch Mo and Expert. It's gonna be a meltdown. And want banana bread instead of pie. Should I leave him? I never had banana bread, so I can't tell you. Yeah, Mo and the expert. It's going to be great. It's at noon. It is. So it's in 1 hour. The rest of you, if you have too much family, not enough family, or just don't celebrate Thanksgiving, tomorrow I will be doing, I did that last year. I did a longer, not Valentine's. I did a Valentine's too. I did a longer Thanksgiving stream. So if you are alone and need someone to hang out with, if you have way too many family members around you and you just need a breather with all your good friends, or you just live in a country that could figure out to hunt their own food and didn't need the indigenous people to teach them, we're having a Thanksgiving stream tomorrow. I will be making some Christmas cookies. I will be watching the Lea Valdez hearings. I found more than the first part of it. She's the one who thought, I'm going to bang a felon. It's going to work real well in my divorce case. Funny one. Other than that, we'll probably just hang out and do nothing. I've put a link in so the angels can join if they want to join. Mo can join if she want to join. Jamie can come in and tell about who she now hates on YouTube. I don't know where we're going, but if you need somewhere to hang, I will be providing that for a couple of hours or more tomorrow. I don't know how late I'll go. I'll start at 10 o'clock and then we'll see how the party's rocking, man. Oh, and there's crafting on the Discord Saturday and movies on Sundays. I remember, yeah. No, I never had banana bread. I had banana chocolate muffins. That's what I had. Well, it's my pleasure. I know last year we had a steady stream all. In my age, that's nice when you have a steady stream. But we had a steady stream all day long where people came in and out. So maybe I'll do a pre-run of my Christmas intro music. I could do that. You still need to get on Discord. Yes, you do. Come again. What was what? I don't know what was. Yeah, I don't know, but some people get overwhelmed with too much family. Some people don't have a family. I did my Christmas stream last year because I don't really have family. This year I'll be forced to do the family thing, but I don't have any tomorrow because again my ancestor knows how to hunt, so I didn't need to say thank you for it. I did try I tried fried green tomatoes, and I tried cornbread. I tried devil eggs, okay, but needed more spice. And I tried catfish. That was really good. I was actually, when my daughter called me, I was saying, how long can I go before I force your sister to have me take a gander at him again? But I have to do that. But tomorrow I will. I'll be here. I'll be making some cookies, so you can get in the Christmas spirit, or you can just hang out and enjoy that. You're getting all the, what is it, tryptophan or whatever it is that's in the turkey. It's gonna be something. I hope I see you there. Other than that, go enjoy Mo and the Expert. Those two are hilarious. Those two combined can only be even better. See you all later. Ciao.
What exhibit are you referring to?
I'm going to make this 100, Your Honor.
All right.
100.
100.
Because it is 100%
100%.
correct.
Objection, Your Honor.
So you literally built a cannon Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
All right, I'm in love.
Go back. Please do that again. Oh, that was the cutest thing I've ever seen.
While I'm waiting for this, did you, whether it's true or not, believe that Mr. Randolph had slept with your wife?
I wouldn't care.
You wouldn't have cared?
No,
Did you believe he had slept with your wife?
no,
Did you believe he slept with your mother-in-law?
probably did. Everybody has.